Yes, welcome back to a Monday Night Raw review for last night, the 24th of February, 2025. Obviously, the next day for me, being a UK viewer, couldn't stay up, had work, so hence why the review's not coming until the next day. Hopefully one day I'll have enough energy and enough free time to watch it live and then do a recording to maximise the views, but who knows, maybe one day we'll see how it goes first. So, coming from Cincinnati, Ohio this week, and quite a show. There was changes of belts, there was building towards the next pay-per-view, and a few little Easter eggs potentially towards the big one, Mania, but we'll get into it. So it started off with, actually before we start off, if you could do me a favour, hit the like, subscribe, you know what to do, please share it, help the algorithm, check out the TikTok, etc. So Michael Cole introduced the show, Logan Paul comes out, straight away heel, hometown heat, few pro Paul signs and all as you would expect in Ohio, but still got pretty bad heel heat even in Ohio, which is impressive. He said on a podcast with Michael Cole earlier this week he thinks he's got go away heat. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. He's a prick, but in the ring he can make him back himself. He's talked a bit like a duck to water. Definitely the best celeb take to him and Bad Bunny, obviously, when he had that Puerto Rico match with Damian Priest, but I digress. So Paul comes out, gets hometown heel heat, runs down Cincinnati saying how he was on his PJ's private jet and he wanted to turn around, but he still came, even because that's how humble he is and how nice he is to bless Ohio with his presence, even though he left because of the bad weather. CM Punk's music hits. Paul's face is a picture, not very happy. Obviously, he comes down to the ring. A few insults back and forth. Paul mocks Punk's injury since returning, saying that he's past it. It was Stone Cold, then it was Randy Orton, then it was John Cena, then it was Punk, and that it's time for a new name for everyone to know. Punk retorts, says, "You're barely a flash in the pan. You haven't been here long enough to be remembered, and essentially you will not be remembered for what you do. You're a dime a dozen, a loudmouth kid, and these people know better than to trust you or to fall for your rubbish." Squared up face to face, Paul looks to his right, puts his hand out, Punk's right in his face, and he gives a cheeky slap across Punk's face, ends up actually making him bleed. I think he made him bite his tongue. And then Logan scurries away under the bottom rope, taking Punk by surprise with the slap. Interesting. But apart from the slap, the most interesting bit of the promo was actually Punk referencing Cody Rhodes. He said in the promo, "I don't give a damn if Cody needs to sell his soul to beat me." Punk, obviously, referencing the conversation with The Rock from Friday. Little seed droppings there, probably. He says, "I'm Satan himself in this business, as Cody knows." Is that him teasing himself, aligning himself with The Rock? And is it going to be Punk who takes advantage of Cody's offer that he is going to refuse as the babyface champion he is? Apologies, I've actually made that 10 times worse. Bear with. Apologies, was trying to make it cleaner and I actually made more of a mess. But yeah, as we were mentioning, Punk dropping little seeds aligning himself with the final boss. Is it misdirection? Is it a red herring? Or is it part of the long-term story that they've got booked in? Promo work was good for Paul. His promos are improving. At the start of his run, I wasn't really interested in what he has to say, but he's definitely working on the promos. It's getting less celebrity, go away heated, more actual good heel promo. So it was good. But the most interesting part of the segment, apart from the slap, was definitely Punk teasing the seeds being planted for the final boss and mentioning Cody again, calling himself Satan. After that, it was a triple threat match between Kaiser, Penta and Pete Dunne. Crowd was hot for Penta from the entrance onward, as you would expect. Hot property since coming over to the number one company. Don't get paid to say that, it's just what I would call the number one company. Sorry to anyone who gets offended by that. But yeah, good solid match, 3 solid workers. A good inverted Hurricanrana spot from Penta that sent Pete Dunne into Kaiser. A couple of dives over the top rope from Penta to each superstar. This is awesome chants from the Ohio crowd. Solid match. Kaiser goes to grab Penta's mask and Dunne hits the bitter end. Kaiser breaks up the pin. Looked like Dunne was going to sneak her in, but Kaiser ended up breaking it up. Penta hits a lovely Mexican destroyer off Kaiser to Dunne, off the back of Kaiser onto Dunne. Crowd popped for that massively. It was a great destroyer. And then it goes to finish Dunne with the Penta driver. Kaiser throws Penta out and then pins Dunne after planting him with like a sweeping DDT kind of finish. Good to see Kaiser get how many needs to be built up since separating himself from Gunther. They've kind of stalled on him a little bit, showing he's still been on TV, he's got plenty of time, but they have put the brakes on his solo run a bit, so it's good to see him get some momentum. And then after that, Rhea Ripley has a short promo in the crowd with Jackie, liking these crowd promos. Talks about how she has an eye on the chamber and how Io was right last week. Io mentioned that Rhea had never beat her, and then Rhea said, she's right, I've never beaten her, but it's been 5 years since we've last fought, and since then I've beaten everyone, so next week Io will be added to that list. Io joins her in the crowd out of the camera shot and says she will beat Rhea again and go to Mania as the world champion. Interesting, quite a short one, but progressing the story until next Monday, where they will have their title match, and no, Io is not winning that match. Much like the top reviewers, content creators have said, I think that match will be interrupted by whoever ends up winning the Women's Chamber, and it will become a triple threat at Mania, with Io getting her Mania match as part of the women's match under a triple threat, which she deserves. Io's fucking great. She probably should have won the Rumble, but you know who had to inherit her. Next segment, New Day walk to the ring, run down the Ohio crowd, typical heel stuff. Out come part of the LWO, Del Toro and Joaquin Wilde, clear the ring, tag team match follows. Decent match between two decent tag team. Well, New Day's better than decent, but LWO, they're good, they're just hard to invest in. The crowd doesn't really care for them outside of the odd flip. There was a nice spot where Kofi lowered the top rope and Del Toro falls over it. I enjoy New Day's heel run. It is much needed, but we'll see how Big E links into this, if he's going to get cleared at all, or whether they're going to keep dragging it on until he can come back, but we'll see. It is a much needed heel run. I like the new theme, the new ring attire. much needed. Xavier Woods distracts the ref, and the New Day take advantage and get the W. They continue in true heel fashion, beat the LWO down after the bell. Dragon Lee comes out for the save and gets beat down too, so they do look nice and strong going into whatever feud they will have for Mania, whether that includes Big E and someone, who knows. After that, cuts down to the Judgment Day clubhouse. Finn says last week was the most embarrassing moment ever for the Judgment Day, for JD, not McDonough, JD, the group. Basically saying it's all Dom's fault. He lost to AJ Styles in the match and then got speared by Braun Breaker, so double humiliation. Dom replied saying, thanks to me, you got a chamber match, which you lost against Seth Rollins. Finn kind of scoffs and says, no new members once again to Dom. Dom once again asking for new members to Judgment Day, saying they need new members since Ripley, and Priest left. Finn very adamantly says no new members, and obviously JD McDonough being out injured after that crazy spot a few weeks ago. Finn then snaps on Liv and says, well, Liv and Raquel, but mainly Liv, saying, thanks to you for attacking Jade Cargill, we've got a lot of heat on us right now. And obviously they reject her once again, saying they don't care what happened to her, but once again, it wasn't us. They deny it, and it wasn't them. We'll find out in the coming weeks whether it was Bianca or Naomi. Gunther, the world champion, comes to the ring in his attire, ready for Baal. Cuts a quick promo saying he was angry when Jey Uso chose him at Mania, but now that he's warming up to the idea, he's warming up because it gives him a chance to embarrass Jey at Mania and end the Yeet circus for good. Obviously, this causes the crowd to start yeeting and gets a smirk from Gunther, the smirk of annoyance, as he cannot stand. He's very elite and he doesn't enjoy the kind of acts like that from the crowd. Gunther goes on to say he's handpicked Tozawa to face him tonight, went to Adam Pearce and offered his services for tonight, and he says he picked Tozawa as he was doing TikToks earlier backstage, and that annoyed him. He said they have a couple of things in common, him and Tozawa. They both moved across the world to chase their dreams, both got in the best shape of their lives, and Tozawa has wasted it being a goof as part of the Alpha Academy, and just like Jey Uso, he's making the wrong choices. And he said because of Jay's wrong choice at Mania, he's going to end his career, and he starts pushing Tozawa around, saying earn my respect. After a few pushes, Tozawa clocks him with a big kick, and then the bell rings. Entertaining match. I can see the angle they're going for here, but we all know what it was leading to, as eventually the save by Jey. Gunther gets blasted with a big kick, as mentioned, which popped the crowd. Everyone likes Tozawa. After a few kicks, Gunther buried Tozawa into the mat with a big boot. Absolutely buried him. Have to scrape him off the ring afterwards. Tozawa got some offensive, roll-up got a 2, and then a dinosaur dropkick, and Boston Crab looked to end it, but Tozawa managed to power his way to the ropes, which annoyed Gunther even more. Powerbomb stopped the pinfall too, just to inflict more damage, and ends up putting him in a sleeper hold with his feet off the ground. He literally lifted Tozawa off the ground with a sleeper. That's how pissed he was, essentially. Obviously, Tozawa passes out, bell rings, and then Otis comes in the ring, confronts Gunther, and Gunther leaves the ring. Otis goes to check on him, and then he takes his back from behind, and is within a few seconds of putting Otis to sleep as well from his back. And then obviously Jey comes out for the save. Big crowd pop, bit of scrap, and they roll out the ring. Jey checks on Otis and Tozawa, comes to save, and Gunther works off smirking, so an interesting angle to keep them plodding along to Mania. Dakota Kai versus Lyra Valkyria, obviously a rematch for the first women's IC title. I'm a big Lyra Valkyria fan, definitely some Irish bias in there, as mentioned. She does need a bit of a tweak character-wise though, needs to be a little bit less smiley and a bit more aggressive, especially in ring. She actually was tonight, a bit more aggressive for sure. Big superplex from Lyra, gets a holy shit chant from the crowd. 5 or 6 nice pinning combinations between Kai and Lyra. Lyra's very good technically. Big powerbomb from Lyra, gets an air fall. This is awesome chance. Kai hits a corner kick like a big boot, she does, very flexible. And over the top for a near fall. Big stomp while Lyra's in the ropes, gets countered, and she hits Nightwing and gets the win, as she should. Needs to get built up to get the belt on her some more prestige. It's important in the early stages of the belt and her career to get more prestige. Really annoyed me when she got pinned last week by Bayley in a non-title match. Don't like that happening to champions, so important that she got the win and looked strong. I think she's got a big future ahead of her. Once again, Kai and Valkyria shake hands and go. I thought the way the camera was lingering, Kai might turn on her and snap, losing again. Wasn't to be. Ivy Nile came out, attacked both of them, hold up the belt. Obviously, she's trying to impress Master Gable, so that explains why. What's next? A quick sit-down promo with Sami Zayn backstage with Jackie. Zayn said he spoke to his mom and was ashamed he went to his house with bad intentions. Kevin Owens says. He said it's different this time. His neck isn't great, but it's going to be a war Saturday in Toronto, and hopes Kevin is ready to suffer, as they're both going to suffer. Just a nice way to keep it plodding along. I think it will be a war. I think they're going to go all out in their hometown, and especially as it's unsanctioned, they should be allowed to push it quite far. Next up, Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus Braun Breaker. Again, solid match, nothing too interesting. Breaker runs the ropes on Dom, smashes him, dog chants from the crowd, makes the crowd pop. Finn and Carlito distract the ref and give Dom some offense. 619, Frankensteiner to Dom. And as Breaker's lining up for the spear, Finn, Balor and Carlito drag Braun out, throw him into the steps, causing a DQ. Braun fights back and spears Carlito. Finn slides in behind with a steel chair, and then Braun circles and catches him in the act, and Finn says, F that, and he retreats back out the ring, smiling. So, thinks against. Going up to his face, even with the chair in hand, which shows it makes Breaker look strong as F, doesn't it? So yeah. Another backstage promo, quite a lot of them today. Ivy Nile talking about why she did what she did and how they're all going to get gold for Master Gable soon. War Raiders come in and attack the Creed brothers for what they did a couple of weeks ago in their title match, so just getting some revenge. Nothing too much to add there. Cody comes to the ring, says normally he would ask what he wants to talk about, but he knows now. He's pretty sure what needs to be spoken about. Goes on to say he's never lied to us and will not start lying now. The decision he needs to make does not affect just him, but his wife and daughter and family, people with his last name trying to get in the business, cousins. And he says The Rock has offered him everything he needs without having to fight for it. Out comes Seth freaking Rollins. Music plays, crowd pops. Quite a hot crowd tonight in Ohio. Seth interrupts and says it's the first time they've shared a ring since WrestleMania 40. He wants to tell Cody he'll win the chamber and look forward to facing him at Mania, but he asks, since Friday, what the hell are you thinking, Cody? A year ago, they had the battle of their lives against the Bloodline and The Rock at Mania 40. Now he wants your soul, and the fact you didn't slap him in the face there and then as a slap in my face, said Seth. Don't make me regret what I sacrificed to help you win that championship. Obviously, he lost to Drew, but he was more focused on the next night and helping defeat the Bloodline. So Seth has some valid points. Cody then retorts to Seth, saying, he wants my soul. He can't get your soul because it's already compromised. He's saying, you broke up the Shield and got into bed with the Authority all those years ago. Seth replies to Cody saying, don't make me hate you, and wants to face Cody, who beat him, not a soulless sellout. He says he wants to face the Cody who beat him when he returned at 38, and the Cody who beat him with a torn pec at Hell in a Cell. He doesn't want to face the sellout version under the Rock. Says he's not coming for his soul, but he is coming for the belt on his shoulder. Interesting, he's not, because he's not winning the chamber, but nice little tease and good little promo between the two. Jey Uso has a short comedy segment with A-Town Down Under. Waller says Uso's a meme and isn't on Gunther's level. The whole locker room knows it, everyone knows it. Theory then yeets with Jey. Grayson argues with him, turns around, eats a Supergo. Quite a little comedy segment. Keeps it moving until Mania for Jey. And in the main event, the tag title match, Bianca Belair and Naomi versus Liv and Raquel. Starts with an all-out brawl. Bianca and Naomi obviously still blame Liv and Raquel for injuring Jade. It'll come out very soon who it was, and it'll be one of those two, not Liv and Raquel. Back and forth. Raquel kicks out for 450. Looks like she caught a bad knee. Not sure if it was planned or not, but I imagine she'll be feeling that one today. KOD gets countered into an eye rake, and Codebreaker from the ropes gets a near fall. Oblivion countered into KOD, and Dom interfered more than once in this match, but the first time he interfered, and Oblivion gets hit Naomi, and Bianca just about breaks up the fall. This is awesome chance after she managed to save. Another KOD, or Liv, gets broken up. Double KOD from both Bianca and Naomi, and Liv rolls over, and Dom puts her leg on the rope, saving the match. So second interference from Dom that keeps them in the match, and they interfered again, and Raquel takes advantage and throws Naomi into the post head first. Falls from the ropes to the mat. Liv crawls over on top of her. 1, 2, 3. Pop, fireworks go off. New champions. So it's the start at the end. Camera pans to Bianca Belair's face at the end. Is this the start of a heel turn for her or Naomi? It's got to be one of them at least. So we'll see. Could they be in cahoots together on the attack? Who knows? But yeah, that was the end of the Raw review. You know what to do. Like, comment, that was great. Share it. Check out the socials. Let me know your thoughts below. Peace.